Hello everyone, Artanis215 here, and welcome to episode 13 of our Let's Play. Today we have a bunch going on. I was actually just setting up a bit more auto crafting in the basement here. For those of you, I'm just going to show you guys this. This is a little trick. So let's say you encode something and we're upstairs and we don't want to run down there. If you set up a fuzzy export bus and set it for match any, move stacks, and then you just put a random encoded pattern in there for translocators in this case. Any that you throw into the system will be exported into your guy right here. So we have all these. I redid these two. I redid this recipe and then I did an MFE and an MFSU recipe along with a nuclear reactor, reactor chambers, redstone blocks to redstone, a bunch of this stuff today, and then I did metal posts. Also, while I've been away, I've been mining and basically just shipping resources back home to make these. We're gonna have two here pretty shortly. I'm not sure what the holdup is here. It should know how to craft everything. We'll just cancel and redo it. Craft one of those. Okay. Let's reboot our AE system really quick. So that should have rebooted it. Gotten everything hopefully back to normal. Maybe now. There we go. It's populating its lists. And everything is crafting again. So basically I've just been mining and shipping resources back here. And letting stuff rock and roll. Added a couple things to these. And then I crafted a bit of stuff off camera. We'll go ahead and sleep really quick. I think it's night. So I managed to fill up one of these XP drums, and I'm working on the second. And we're going to go set up our Steve's cart really quick so we can start getting some income there. So we'll go ahead and just hold on to this solar panel for right now. We've got our brown ender chest, which is going to be wood, read only on this guy. And then we're going to need some oak. Do we have any apples as well? Okay, and then I'm going to need to make, we're going to take one of these spruce woods. We're going to just quickly make a piece of charcoal out of it. Making glass. Okay. So let's head over here. You'll see that I finished laying out all of these tracks. This took a while, but rendering. Sometimes in our recording, this is a little bit silly, and the rendering has been a little bit funny as of late as well. So, yeah, got a chunk loader here, loading just the farm. And, yeah, we've got MV solar array up here, and a CESU, well, our old one, powering up this guy. This is just so we can have it work through the night. We've got our cart chilling here, ready to rock and roll, and we're going to tell it that it can smelt these. It's going to go infinite to the engine, and then 204 stacks into the internal storage. As for this guy, we're going to say you can export. We're going to try and go for a stack. Stack of that, stack of that, stack of those, and then we'll do a stack of saplings as well, which are already ready to export. go away. And then we're going to set up our translocators. So basically what we're going to do here is we're going to set these guys like this, get a diamond out, or diamond nugget, apply it. And we're going to say you keep a stack of that in there. Uh, 64 of those. Whoops. Did not want that many. Oh wow. 50, 60, 64. $67 and 64. All right.
Yeah, so I just muted myself for like forever.
That would be Jake. I'm actually going to
Sorry about
turn
that.
down Skype a bit. We'll have him on in just a few. But for right now, I want to get this tree farm up and running. And then when we do this, and right-click, we'll get a stack or so of saplings in here. And this is just so we can regulate. And then we'll fill this back in, and this should just self-regulate, and it will do its thing. We shouldn't need to worry about this at all. We'll actually go ahead and, no, you go into the storage. Whoops. Whoops. Wood. Go in there. And this should smelt. Yep. It's going to smelt 2 at a time. So we probably won't get much wood out of this to begin with, and I might have to come back and babysit it and give it some more fuel. But after it gets going, it will be completely, or should be completely self-sufficient. We're actually going to grab a bit more. In the way of saplings to help this thing out a bit. And then of course, excuse me, sorry about that. We'll just let this guy kind of chill here. Toss our dirt in there. And this guy should just plant the entire field, and then he'll just run around as these trees grow and chop them down. And we should have infinite wood. And when we hit 16K, it'll just run around and smelt stuff, basically. If I have to, I'll upgrade this to a 64, but I don't think we should need to for quite some time. So we'll head back to the house now that that guy's up and running. And then we'll check on this. How are we doing? Crafting up an iron plate. Sometimes I've noticed this thing gets stuck. And see how this is just not doing anything? I don't know why that is. I know it can craft an iron plate. It knows it can craft an iron plate. But it's like sometimes it just forgets about iron plates. So I'll just toss like 5 or so of these in here, and then it like remembers that it can craft iron plates via that. We should also grab out a couple stacks of this. Processing iron right now, but just not nearly quickly enough to keep up with the demand that the system has. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause the recording, and I'm gonna kind of decide what I want to do next. Maybe just babysit that farm a little bit. Babysit this a little bit. I think we have enough diamonds for an MFSU, so yeah, we've got 52 diamonds, and I think I already have 1 Lapatron crystal crafted. Alright, yeah, so we only need like a bunch more. And then we should be able to craft ourselves an MFSU, and maybe we'll get into some mass fabrication today. So I will be right back, and we'll decide what we want to do there. Welcome back, everyone. Done a little bit off camera, not too much. I got settled a little bit, and I think I know what we might start today. Still not entirely sure, but we'll get there pretty quickly. We might do some 1 infusion crafting today. But I think what I'd like to get started today is maybe some additional power sources. Uh, Eventually we're going to go boilers, and I've been slowly stocking up my steel for that. I just did homework and AFK during the entire thing, so yeah, it's done. Didn't start any more coal coke, didn't feel the need to, but we do have 3 more stacks of steel. Basically what I do is I stick 2 stacks of cans into each of these, and 2 stacks of coal. And then that gets me enough coal coke to do 3 stacks of steel ingots, and it gets me 2 stacks of creosote. And then my coke oven's ready to go. So we're up to 831 steel. And I did a little bit off camera regarding the tree farm. In my room, I redesigned this a little bit, got a new bucket, or a new drum, and I set up this. So when we have more than 2,000 saplings, this light comes on: apples, oak, and charcoal. And this is just done with some wireless redstone, which we set up in our auto crafting. And then it just goes into these Project Red lamps, which are made pretty much just like this. Red Lumar uses red dye, and so on. It's easy stuff. We have a cocoa farm down at the farms now. I went and jungled a little bit. I can show you that, I guess. So we've got this guy. So, yeah. How full is this? Is this thing full again? It is. This is what I do. Delete. Because this area is chunk loaded. I don't like dealing with that. Now let's go sleep. Sleeping, 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 sleeping. I did have to change my game mode once just because there was an issue and I had to break something and I couldn't break it any other way. Very obnoxious, but yeah. Anyways, over to the tree farm. You'll notice that it's a little bit more cleared out now. I actually, as you can see based on the tracks, I made another modular cart to take care of this smaller area, and then the other one is currently taking care of this slightly bigger area. We have another cargo manager over there. Yeah. Let's just tunnel right through this. Oh, look, he's even dropping off stuff for us. You can see it getting pulled out quickly. And this is where the biggest change happened. This thing actually got filled up for the most part, and now we have a 64K in there, auto-craftable once again. And we have 55,000 oak, 24,000 charcoal, and 20,000 saplings. So we're doing pretty well in regards to that. And this is the setup back here. These level emitters on their respective redstone frequencies. So yeah, this is staying a bit more cleared out now that we have 2 carts. But it's definitely still having to work. We should actually turn this guy around. Go this way, fool. Off. On. It's gonna chop down some more saplings, I guess. Whatever. Okay, we're back now. And, yeah, we've got lots and lots of good stuff going on here. So, I think that it is time. I think we might go for boilers for a bit more energy. The main reason I want to go for boilers over pretty much anything else is that a boiler is going to let us use a lot of that oak wood by way of steam oven, which we will get to crafting. And we're going to do something tricky with tesseracts. So we're gonna need 2 sets of these, I want to say. Yeah, 2 sets of these. 2 by 2 is 4 times 2 is 8. All right, so we're gonna need 16 steel plates. There's 4. Let's get 12 more. Begin crafting. Then we're gonna need a couple of these. There's our steam ovens. We're gonna need an interface. Come on, interface. Today. Alright, whatever. Meanwhile, we're gonna teach this guy how to make a steam oven. Interface, and then we're gonna want a translocator. A couple of these guys. Okay. And we could go for a transfer node, but I think instead we're going to go for an aqueous accumulator. And for that, we're going to need a bucket and a servo, right? So we're going to need a servo and a machine casing. All right, we've got a bucket of water on us. And let's find a place to set this guy up. Ooh, you know what? One second, guys, I need to restart Minecraft. None of my sounds are working. I think it's because I just synced my iPhone, but I'll be back. All right, we're loaded back up, and we have game sound. All right, so let's go figure out where we want to put this guy. I'm thinking we're probably going to put our boilers in the most bottom part of our basement back here and over in this area. So we'll need to go there occasionally. So I'm thinking our first boiler is going to sit right here. So we're going to dig down a couple of blocks and do that. And we'll just run over here, put that in, grab ourselves a water bucket. Plop that guy down. He'll fill up nicely. We're also going to need 1 fluid duct. We have a couple. Alright, cool. And then we're going to have to run some cabling over here somehow. So I'm going to put my steam, that guy right there. Steam oven goes there. Interface goes here. Translocators go like this and like that. Okay. And then our boiler goes here. So let's get see if maybe we can find our way up to get some cabling from our IC2 area. I bet we can. Maybe. Ah, look at that. Nifty. Alright, now we're gonna need to go over and get, I don't know, some cable. Some cabling. Just a little bit. Give us a stack. Dee. Meanwhile, we're going to go for solid fueled boiler box. We're going to need 9 of those guys. And we're also going to need 35 more of these high pressure boiler tanks. Meanwhile, which cable do we have? 12. It's slowly filtering in. We'll come back to that in a second. So I'm going to try to be a little bit conservative with that charcoal that I have. I don't think that my carts are making quite enough at this point to fuel a boiler 24/7. So what I will do is just fuel it with wood. By way of, I mean, it'll be charcoal fueled, but via oak. So we'll go ahead and pull a stack of this out. We're going to tell this guy, you should keep one of these stocked at all times. He's going to go ahead and fill up this steam oven completely. We should keep up, I'm thinking. Alright, yeah, it looks like we're keeping up okay. You know what, I'm gonna get an ME crafting terminal. Or at least, yeah. Oopsie, okay. Let's head upstairs. The access terminal and crafting terminal. It's crafting all these lovelies. Okay. That looks good. We'll set this guy in here so that we have access. We should be able to go 35 and 9 to give us a 36. Two, three, and then it'll be 4 tall. And guys, I have plans for those saplings. We will be making biomass out of them. Boom. Our very first boiler is now filling with some water. And we're going to get our firestone and toss it in. Now this is going to use some serious charges out of our firestone. Once again, that's okay. The important thing is that we're going to heat this boiler up very, very quickly. And once it's full, it'll be good. So we're going to get it up to 100, and then it'll start making steam. And remember, the texture is bugged, so don't let that bother you too much. This thing can hold a ton of steam, as you can see. There it is. Once it gets to halfway, I believe it will start bleeding over into this, and then we'll start getting charcoal populating in these slots. But we're actually just going to leave our firestone in here for right now, until we get up to probably 1,000, until we have a fully heated boiler. And that tree farm is completely self-sufficient. It will just go and go and go and go. So we don't need to worry about it. It'll always produce wood. Period. End of story. And eventually we might use the extra charcoal we get on a smaller boiler, or we might tesseract it somewhere. Who knows, maybe we'll recycle it, burn it. I mean, eventually we'll have enough. See how quickly this thing is heating it? That's the important thing, guys. This would take a lot of charcoal normally to get this far, stacks by now. But because this firestone heats the boiler so much faster, we're actually able to get a lot more done in a short amount of time. Now, I am going to run over upstairs while that thing's heating, and I don't believe... No, we do not. So we're going to go for an industrial steam engine. So here's our industrial steam engine recipe. And I believe I have steel gears. I do. So now we are able to craft industrial steam engines, which will be useful. So this guy's almost halfway, and then he'll bleed some steam into the steam oven. But like I said, this thing can hold just an absolute crap ton of steam. Oh, there it goes. Bleeding over into this guy. 8 buckets worth, and then this guy will cook it up, and it'll deposit all 9 of those into here right away. So we'll hear it go here in a second. And they all dropped in. And this one steam oven should, if I remember right, be enough to keep this guy operational once we hit 1,000 degrees. Which isn't looking like it's going to take us too terribly much longer. However, whilst that guy's heating up, we're just going to let him chill. We've got other things to do. As you can see, our high voltage solar arrays are finished. That means it's time for this. Oh, whoops, that ruined it. It's time for some mass fab to go down. Ooh, 512. Yes. All right, and let's see. How's our diamond situation? We've got 42 diamonds. Well, that's pretty perfect because we need 40 to make this thing. 40. 40 diamonds. 40. Ouch. Just ouch. I mean, look at all this. It's going crazy. So, we're going to let that guy craft. And meanwhile, we're going to run over here. I think we might need an HV transformer as well. This steps it down to 512. Yeah. Gonna need one of those. This is going to be our wall of awesome, as I'm going to call it. From now on, this wall is the wall of awesome. I'm thinking we're going to have a tank right here for UV matter that will be visible from both sides. So, should we make it a 3x3 by 4? We'll make it a 3x3 by 5, I guess. Whoops. The reason I wanted this to be a 3x3 by 5 was for this. Bam. So our MFSU is going to go here. I'm thinking our mass fab should chill right there. And then we can pump out the back into a valve that will sit right there. I believe we can just cover that. We're going to get some more fluid ducts. And we can't craft them, so we'll just get some cool fluid ducts. We'll make the clear ones craftable. We're going to want this copper. Boom. Give this thing just a second. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Dee-dee-dee. Dee-dee-dee. And it should be down here. Yeah, they're right there. Who begin? There we go. Awesome. So, mass fab there. We'll have our HP transformer right underneath it, which I should go get. Okay. Whoopsie. So this is going to be fixed step down. We don't want this thing to explode. These nasty, nasty, expensive IC2 machines. And then, let's see, do I have covers available? I do. I have both the ones that I want as well. Even better. And then we're going to go for, we're going to need at least one steel tank valve. And then I'll figure out the sizing. So we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Probably do a valve there as well. Or maybe out of the top. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and then 12. So I need 28 of those, and 12 of those. Okay. I know I did math on camera. Holy crap. Stunner. But that's okay. I'm sure we'll all be fine. There. And then I will just get out my nifty wrench. Make sure that guy's like that. Hey, that way. And then give me one of these. Servo. We'll just say that it's always there, always on. So it's always going to pull liquid out. And we're done with the MFSU. Woohoo, the holy grail of machinery right there. And then we're going to need, we'll get some glass fiber cabling, which is going to use all of our diamonds. We don't have enough now. Or we might have enough because I think I had one energy crystal laying around. That's lucky. And then we're going to need our tank. All right. So we'll go ahead and build this guy out. There. Do some nice windows. We can always decide if we want. We're gonna probably want one in the bottom. And then maybe we can do some stuff with AE. But if we ever want one on the sides or anything or on the top, we're good to edit this. And there we go, our steel tank that can hold 144,000-ish buckets. So that works for me. MFSU, solar. We need cable. Oh. Alright guys, remember. Turn that stuff off. Okay, so I've got 4. Does gold cable do okay? Gold cable can do 512. Oh. Well, I guess I'd better be more specific than that. Okay. So that goes there. And then we'll get out a wrench. Wrench him downwards. So this guy can hold a whopping crap ton of energy. He'll be transformed, put into this guy, which we will get a lever for. So we can turn him off. Cover up this. Then we'll have our power come in this side. Dang it. Oh boy. You know what? Well, that worked, kinda. And then we can go over here and get some clear glass. And that guy's going, and that guy is going. And then cover that all back up. We're getting energy in. So now we can throw those cables away, throw all this crap in there. Yep. Normal form. Mass fab. And, yep, now we wait. Now we wait. So this is going to take about 8 years, give or take. Eventually what I will have, I'll probably want to move this up there, or heck, right there works, is I'll have scrap come up and go into it right there. And that way we can have at least some consistency to the way this thing works. I believe a scanner. How much can a scanner take? 512. I believe that's upgradable though. And then our the replicator can take every bit of what this MFSU can put out. And man, are they expensive. But for right now, we're just going to produce UU matter happily, day and night. We can toss that in there, and it'll charge up pretty quickly. But for now, guys, I think this is going to be a wrapping up point for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. We're now on our road to UU matter and more iridium. So for right now, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Um, as always, leave a comment if you want to. I hope you do. Leave a like if you liked it, and we will see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching, and have an awesome day.